Why are you... Oh, shit, you're here already? Oh, sorry, I was busy doing not at all questionable things to Koroks that just needed to find their companions. Anyway, welcome, one and all, to Hazfans Unlimited Gaming. We all know why you're here. You need to scratch that Tears of the Kingdom itch, and I know these 50 facts we have for you today will have you ready to take on the Demon King himself. So grab your Decayed Master Sword and flex that ethereal blue hand you somehow acquired, and we'll dive down into the depths of 50 facts you should know about Tears of the Kingdom. In Breath of the Wild, one notable quest was one we can all relate to, of trying to get on the property ladder. Calamity Ganon was merely an afterthought compared to the calamity of the housing crisis. Through some hard work and many rupees, you finally get Link his own house in Breath of the Wild, only for Zelda to commandeer his home in the time between the events of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. My boy lost his man cave when he moved in with his girlfriend, for real for real. Of course, with moving in with your partner comes their redecorating. The power of love surpasses all, leaving your girlfriend's obsession with taking your painstakingly acquired weaponry off the wall, shooting off the freeloading builders who sit outside, and putting up photos of random villagers around your home in the place of your stuff. Zelda may be putting up photos of literally random people, but she at least kept up the photo of Link with his dead friends, the champion photo that can be earned by playing the DLC of Breath of the Wild, although I have my suspicions that this is because she's literally in the photo. As well as taking over the house, Zelda added her own secret room underground that can be accessed via the well outside. Here you can find her diary, where she notes that Link's champion's tunic was in disrepair and she's working on repairing and upgrading it as a surprise to him. Aww. You think Link looked hot in the Breath of the Wild? Well, our boys saw the thirst posts and came out swinging in Tears of the Kingdom with some even more risque outfits, including a pretty little frostbite armor number that is technically a shirt, but with the bare back looks very dress-like. Tears of the Kingdom also provides us with more options for our noble steeds, as well as outfit options. You can get anything from a golden horse that gotta go fast, and even a horse that is God. I can ride God at last! Anyway, moving on. As well as the familiar form of puzzles to find those annoying little Koroks, we're now given lazy Koroks that are on their backs, flailing about, lamenting about how they need to reach their friends. Pretty ironic of Link to help them so he can procrastinate from finding his own missing friend. In a never-ending quest of self-improvement, Tears of the Kingdom provides Link with even more upgrades to chase in order to feel fulfilled. The new upgrades include things like the ability to upgrade your mount, obsessively collecting stable points, and ignoring your sleepover tickets to put your horse in the prettiest outfits, and a whole plethora of goodies that kick my obsessive mind into overdrive. Despite the Divine Beast being nowhere in sight for this game, you can get helmets that look like the heads of the Divine Beasts, each worn by the sage of each respective region. If you wear the helmet while the associated sage is summoned, you'll see them wearing it too. All of the sages are the same as Breath of the Wild's second generation of champions, except for Rito Village's sage, Tulin. Teba does give off the "I'm getting too old for this shit" aura, so it's no wonder he sent out his son to fight the greatest evil Hyrule has ever seen. Dad of the Year. The Gibdo are a terrifying, shambling enemy found in many of the other Zelda games who were thankfully absent in Breath of the Wild, but make an unnerving reappearance in Tears of the Kingdom, hiding within sandstorms and shambling about the abandoned Gerudo town ominously. Before this, their last appearance was in Triforce Heroes. I'm sure there are some weird fans happy to see these creepy guys back, and I hope all of you stay away from my house. Outfits from previous games in the Legend of Zelda series can be found down in the ever so inviting embrace of the depths. Either by literally stumbling around in the dark or finding maps marking their location in the sky, you can dress up as your favorite incarnation of Link. But to my unending sadness, there is no way to dress up as Wolf Link from Twilight Princess despite this feature. While exploring the Sky Islands, you can find strange little orbs called Sage's Wills that allow you to upgrade the Sage's powers, a similar feature to how in Breath of the Wild you can upgrade the Champion's powers in the DLC for the game. Nintendo may have given Sidon a fiancé, but as a gay disaster myself, they cannot hide the truth from me. My guy is clearly down bad, considering that he is scrawling his diary entries on the walls of his kingdom, talking about how amazing Link is and clearly pining for him. Ah, gay longing. I love when my games deny me escapism. Exhibit number B for the Link and Sidon ship is the fact that Link literally helps Sidon get over the depression of losing his sister and having to try and take her place while traveling with him over the course of a couple of days, when his own fiancé was powerless to put him out of the sadness in his heart. Nintendo, just let them gay already. One piece of clothing you can get during Tears of the Kingdom is the Cece hat. A hat stylized like a mushroom with a wig set into it that is fairly useless apart from making Link into a femboy and causing the local fashionistas to finally give him the time of day. Link is clearly more set on a fashion adventure than any to save the kingdom. Some things never change despite the time skips and different incarnations of Ganon, with a prime example being the h.u.g clan's strategy of disguising as distressed civilians in order to attack Link. However, you can distract them from their ruse by dropping bananas in front of them. Alright. The h.u.g have, however, evolved their tactics for attacking Link, luring him into traps using their most precious bananas. Ingenious, really. Who could say no to a nice banana? And I won't hear any of you say that a brown banana is a good banana. F*** off. Hyrule has changed a lot in Tears of the Kingdom and is more unfriendly than ever. But the most intimidating change is without a doubt the gloom hands that will suddenly spawn from the ground and chase you down either on the surface or in the silent depths. These hands have the ability to regenerate and can move faster than you, with flight often being a better strategy than fight if they catch you unawares. Nintendo have always provided us with amazing original soundtracks in their games, but Tears of the Kingdom stands out even amongst these gems, consisting of 109 amazing tracks that can chill you instantly. Shout out to the music that plays as you dive into the depths and will always make a shiver run down my spine when that horn blows. Tears of the Kingdom had a great deal of hype in the build-up to the game with the release of promotional materials, but the awe and surprise of the game itself was surely heightened by the fact that the depths wasn't actually revealed in any of the promotional material, allowing us to be surprised by a whole world under the world. Do you love gacha games? Shut up, of course you do. We've all been crying out for gacha mechanisms in our Zelda games, and Nintendo so benevolently provided with the Zonai device dispensers, which spit out tools in little capsules if you feed it your hard-earned charges. Dropping in 5 large charges rather than normal-sized ones will cause the machine to almost drown Link in capsules, fulfilling Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People in Hyrule clearly are getting too soft, because Link popping out of the floor using a magical ability to ascend will scare them out of their wits. How anyone can be scared by this twink, I don't know. When in the depths, each light route used to light the way can be easily found as they all sit directly underneath the shrines of light that you find on the surface. I'm sure people much smarter than me have theories about light being funneled downwards through the weird aurora borealis that swirls over the top of each shrine, but feel free to theorize those down in the comments. within the depths, you can find sprawling mines beneath every town found on the surface, including Tarrytown that we helped build years ago in game time during Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is complimented by many for the impressive physics engine and the fact that the game isn't completely broken, like most games with similar features would be. The physics even extends to shield surfing, where if you try and shield surf using a shield that has been fused with another item, Link will be sent tumbling down the hill. During the first couple of weeks after the game's release, there were a couple of glitches that allowed for duplication. One glitch was a duplication glitch which you could achieve by making our boy Link airborne, either by shield hopping or by gliding from something. Once he's in the air like an elegant eagle, players could quickly go to the item menu, choose what they wanted to duplicate, and press X and B at the same time. This would have the items remain in your inventory while also spawning on the ground. This power of God was only available in the 1.1 version, so updating to anything beyond this snatches away this power. Tears of the Kingdom's story is much more fleshed out than that of Breath of the Wild, with lore literally sprinkled throughout the land you walk, with one major side quest being to find Zonai engravings on tablets, which tell us more of the ancient kingdom, such as how stunned the people of the past were that their queen, Sonia, a Hylian, is able to speak so plainly with her husband, Raura, as the Zonai were considered on the same level as gods compared to Hylians. The same as many a man during lockdown, Link finally lets those luscious long locks blow free as during the game he is seen with longer, shaggier hair. While I love a man with long hair, Nintendo still decided to give us the option to have him tie up his hair in a style the same as the one he had in Breath of the Wild, which can be found in Link's Zelda's house. Thanks, Nintendo, I guess. Poes have come in all shapes and sizes in previous games in the series, but this time you can actually collect them, gathering them up to offer to some statue dudes for outfits and extra goodies, with the statues being located in the depths directly under a lot of goddess statues on the surface, including this big boy under the Forgotten Temple. In the depths, you can find the Dark Link armor set, which stylizes Link as the mysterious figure that appears throughout the Legend of Zelda series, who serves as an evil reflection of Link. Dark Link never really comes pre-packaged with a backstory, but he is understood to be Link's battle against the darker aspects of himself. This fluffy-haired guy is so pure the only evil quality he displays is a hatred of pots and... Oh. I'm beginning to understand, actually. The amount of time that has passed between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is never confirmed in-game, but not to fear, dear viewers. For I am an ace detective the same caliber as Sherlock Holmes without the cocaine. One side quest actually allows us to figure out the time that has passed, that being where we see off Hudson and Rodson's daughter, Madison, when she must leave her parents forever when she comes of age. Seeing as we didn't see her in Breath of the Wild or hear about Ronson being pregnant, this means at least 6 years have passed. This would make Link 23 years old, or more technically 123, with his tactical age making us all feel a little better for having accomplished nothing in our early 20s. The fake Zelda that goes around between the main cities of Hyrule is just a puppet being controlled by Ganon. This Zelda is also the same one you see in the cutscenes that play whenever there is a blood moon, which explains the fact that she sounds so dang eager for it. Because of this, after you first encounter Ganon in Hyrule Castle, she is gone from the blood moon cutscene. Are you looking for an education that'll have you questioning sources and seeking proof for those wild tales you hear of just some random guy? Do you want the overburdened hero of your land to bring in an easily forged photo as a primary source reference? Well, look no further than Hateno Village School, where from the tender age of small and annoying, you can be taught to question everything. Because remember, kids, education is important now since the events of Breath of the Wild. let's be real, the most unbreakable bond that no calamity could destroy within these games is that made between Link and his trusty mounts. They are the unsung heroes of Breath of the Wild, taking many a Bokoblin Club and Lightning Strike. I have so many memories of such cherished days. Nintendo realized this bond was beyond human comprehension, so if you have a Breath of the Wild save file on your Switch, these trusty good boys will carry over to Tears of the Kingdom. You can even give them a place in the home you built. We shall never be separated again, my noble stallion. Speaking of loyal mounts, you can even use a trusty steed to get you through the Malice in the Depths safely. The much stigmatized stall horse is the hero of the hour here, riding one allowing you to run through the muck in style and with a new but temporary buddy. As well as fusing together weapons, Tears of the Kingdom allows you to attach items to your arrows, which can give them different status effects and completely evolve their usage. Attaching eyeballs to arrows gives them a homing effect, and muddle-bud flowers will even put enemies under the status effect of confusion, bringing a whole new layer of strategy and options for playstyles to the game. Do you want to go to space? Don't worry, this isn't a pipe dream just for millionaires. We can make Link heaven-bound, and you too can get the experience of hurtling upwards at breakneck speeds. Simply fuse a goddamn rocket to your shield, ready it, and gone! When entering the first lookout tower in the aptly named Lookout Landing, Link will be startled by the hands that pop out of the floor to attach the diving gear to him, with them even having to grab him to keep him still so it can be attached. More kinky than I was expecting, but good on you, Nintendo. A shared complaint by some fans is the naming of the secret stones, the source of the sage's power, which admittedly sounds a little on the nose. I'm surprised to announce it isn't much better in the original language of the game, with the stones being called Hiseki, which may sound prettier, but is made up of the kanji hi, meaning secret, and seki, which means stone. This game is filled to the brim with things to do and collect, with the caves and bubble frogs being an example of this. In order to make these caves easier to locate, you can make a food offering at a cherry blossom tree, which will trigger a scene where Satori will appear and make the mouths of the caves light up. Are you feeling the heat? Do you need something to cool you off? Don't worry, our favorite supportive King Sidon has your back. If you find yourself overheating in the Gerudo Desert, you can simply get a water shield from Zidane, and you're protected from the heat for the time it lasts, allowing you to brute force your way through the main quest rather than entertaining any silly little strategies. Pfft. Temperature effects can also be added to your weapons, allowing you to finally wield the power of a short king god. Attaching a sapphire to a weapon gives the added effect of the weapon cooling you, which can also be done using frozen meat. On the flip side of things, attaching a ruby to a weapon will warm you up when you have the weapon equipped. Throughout the Legend of Zelda series, names are often reused, with the most blatant example being Link, Zelda, and Ganon. But names such as Impa and Rauru also come from other Zelda entries. Impa is always a mentor figure / protector to Zelda who attempts to make Link worthy of his fate-appointed title of hero, and Rauru usually appears as a guiding figure for Link, or just an owl who talks for an eternity. As part of the curse of the upheaval, all weapons on the surface are decayed and weaker than they once were. However, if you go into the depths and look for the ghostly specters holding weapons, you can find the same weapons that are available on the surface, good as new and stronger than their above-ground counterparts. When you enter Gerudo Town during the sandstorm and find Gerudo's citizens' hideout via the sewers, you may catch the sight of bottles bobbing along in the river, the messages inside of them pleading for help. Following them to their source will reveal a girl who tells you she's sending these messages out for purely shits and giggles. Everyone's favorite character from Breath of the Wild is thankfully back for an appearance in Tears of the Kingdom. No, not Cass. I'm talking about the crazy flower lady Magda, of course. She can be found planting a garden under the orders of Zelda during one of the Lucky Clover side missions. Happy at last. During the opening cutscene of the game, Zelda and Link are obliviously exploring the ruins beneath Hyrule Castle so that she can observe the murals on the walls that tell of Hyrule's history. For the eagle-eyed in the audience, you can actually see a section of the mural is covered by a bombable pile of rocks. If you destroy these rocks when you go beneath Hyrule Castle alone to face Ganon, you can uncover the full story of the carvings that was missed during the opening cutscene. Exploring the ring ruins in Kakariko Village allows for Link to dive into more history still about the history of ancient Hyrule, which details acquiring the power of the sages, the same as Link must do during his own present-day journey. One armor set that can be acquired is only made available once you complete every Shrine of Light. Doing so will activate a quest for you to go to the Temple of Time, where you can find the Ancient Hero's Aspect armor set, which gives Link the appearance of the hero depicted in the mural in Impa's house, including those luscious red locks and the appearance of a Zonai. The armor's description reveals it's said to contain the spirit of a hero who once saved Hyrule. And that's it. 50 facts about Tears of the Kingdom, a tiny game that went totally under everybody's radar. I'm surprised no one else is talking about it. Trust me when I say I could have given you another 50, but I have Korok torch devices to make. Korok caring to take care of. There is absolutely no cruelty going on. Do not open my save file or question the contraptions in auto-build. Hey, I said don't look! Why not go down to the comments and leave anything we missed while you're down there? You can that like button and get the subscribe a little smooch. Until next time, this is Hazfans Unlimited Gaming, and we will be seeing you next time.